Hello and welcome to Florence Marathon 2023. Approaching to the start point, you can already see many people having fun and taking photos. Super cold and it's -2 in Florence. Florence is a very old city with rich history. It is full of heritage of Renaissance art, built with support of powerful financial empire. The motto of marathon is "Run in Art." Though it is end of November, but as it is Italy, I did not expect it would be that cold. -2 and very humid, so it felt as -4. Luckily, it was not raining. That would be too much for me. I had to wear 3 layers, which kept me warm, but also I was feeling very heavy. You can see a lot of people are in plastic coats given by organizers. Many people also use old or cheap jackets and pants and just throw them away on the start. I got to the last and slowest violet wave, and it took us about 7 minutes after the official start to get to the start point. You can see how nice and beautiful are narrow streets of the old Florence. Here are pacers for 4:30. My plan was to run slightly faster, so I'm taking over, which was a mistake. You can see people of all ages in the marathon. Though it was a cold Sunday morning, there are still a lot of people cheering runners. At this point, I still feel that I have a lot of energy and keep running around 6 miles per kilometer. Marathon is basically a sightseeing in running tempo, so you would see all kind of old buildings, churches, fortifications. Here we are heading along the park and river, and we can see first pros already heading to the finish. I was glad to meet a fellow Adidas runner from Milan. Florence is a fantastic place architecture-wise. Running along the river Arno has plenty of scenic views. Getting back to the narrow streets of the old city. Pitti Palace was built in 15th century and bought out by Medici. It was their residence for many years. Before the bridge, I saw some cheering people from Greece, and of course, I greeted them. There are a lot of markets around the center of Florence. Mostly they sell leather, purses and jackets, and also some souvenirs. At this point I have significantly slowed down and realized I will not make it better than my personal best. I didn't hear much live music or drums on the way. Maybe it was just a coincidence, maybe they were making a pause, but this band played pretty good. Now we are heading to the stadium where Marathon Expo took place. Kilometer 34. It gets much more warm outside and harder to run. The valley is very tricky, as it's still cold in the shadow, but it gets much hotter on the sun. Getting closer to the finish, and we can already see people who already finished. The road goes around magnificent Duomo di Firenze, the main cathedral of Florence. Final kilometers were really hard to me, and I walked several times for 100 or 200 meters. Getting back to the place where we were already today, just is calm and nice Christmas decorations. Last kilometer you can see a lot of people are walking, as it was a long and tough distance. I also couldn't resist to greet a Georgian cheering group.
Hey, Gamarjoba!
Final meters before the finish line. Finally, I have arrived. Very happy, very slow, but not very tired. I was still feeling cold and have drunk 4 glasses of tea after the finish. In general, this is a nice and flat marathon. It has a few small elevations. So my results are more related to my personal and physical conditions, but not to the road complexity. The only challenge is the weather, as it may be very cold or even raining in the worst case. But organization level is very high. Music and drum support could be more often, but that is compensated by super emotional Italian cheering. I totally recommend this marathon and I would like to run this again. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time.